Ben Shapiro?
No, Dave Rubin.
I can't keep
and
him
not
straight.
edited.
I can't keep him
Not
straight.
Not
I
even
know.
edited.
I know. He wants to be the Joker.
All right. Hey, everybody, welcome back to Never Get Live. All right. So last week, Miss Parker, your excellent producer.
It actually wasn't even last week. It was Tuesday. It was 2 days ago.
Forgot to plug in a cable, and we were laughing at this, and you guys heard nothing. So I thought we would revisit this, or
yeah. So
we thought we would revisit this, and I would make fun of this douchebag one more time because
this time with
kind of my channel.
You guys totally on board.
Yep.
We covered before about how he was accused of smacking one of his second wife's kid around.
Let me tell you about the Second Amendment. Anyway, I learned everything about the NRA and the Second Amendment in the last 2 days.
From listening to
many sources.
Robert Evans.
One of them, of course, Robert Evans, Prop, and a couple other people. But it's pretty fucked up. Like how. Anyway, we'll get into that. Let's get into this.
I'm Eric Greitens, Navy SEAL, and today we're going rhino hunting.
Okay, first of all, I want to know if this guy saw active duty. Right. I want to know if he saw active duty, if he was actually, did he just go through the training course? I mean, did he just go to boot camp and then what, didn't do anything? Did he actually like perform an action? Did he do that?
Well, he's a year younger than you. And he was a Navy SEAL back in the
but there's lots of Navy SEAls
Special Forces.
I'm pretty sure some of them have never seen combat.
But it would have been in the 90s,
right?
I would imagine.
Yeah.
So
there wasn't a lot of shit going on.
Right.
I don't know, but he's just like, I'm a Navy SEAL. Look, I'll give you props. Cool, you're a Navy SEAL. I knew Jason's brother was a Navy SEAL, and I don't remember him ever being deployed. So, yeah.
The rhino feeds on corruption and is marked by the stripes of cowardice.
By the way, when you're going into a tactical situation, you don't, like, the way he's wearing his gun on his hip.
Join the MAGA crew. Get a rhino hunting permit. There's no bagging limit, no tagging limit, and it doesn't expire until we save our country.
So, in other words, it's the purge.
The MAGA crew. Get a rhino.
I got so many things to say
There's
about
no
this
bagging limit, no tagging limit, and it doesn't expire until we save our country.
Look at this evil bastard smile. Dude, this is the last face you're going to see before he blows it off.
Well, right? I'm not even a Republican, so how can I be a rhino?
Right.
But why, if he's hunting, what is the thing about, what do they call it? Batteramming?
Name ramming?
No, ramming the things into the door.
Like the batteramming.
The batteramming. What is
he
that?
Is
That's
dressed,
not hunting.
Look, he is dressed completely improperly for this door breach. This home breach.
A door breach is usually done like if you're moving in on drug dealers or there's something going on in the house. But he's just rhino hunting. Is that how you hunt for deer?
Dude, we went rhino hunting, and they posted up in front of Kavanaugh's house, and people got upset about it.
They cried. You know what's ironic about that?
What?
Is that when he was being, when they were confirming him, and that Christine Blasey Ford was testifying that he had attempted to rape her when she was 15. She had people showing up at her house in Palo Alto and threatening her life. She had to move just because she told a story of what he did when she was 15.
Perfectly okay.
Yeah, it's perfectly okay when she's telling her truth about being sexually assaulted. And
if you can amass a group of people, to flex, this is a flex. Look at this douchebag. Are you fucking kidding me? You gonna let this guy date your daughter? when he was old enough to date your daughter. I mean, this guy, look at this fucking sycophant.
He's not a sycophant, he's just sick.
He's
a sycophant.
It's just
Well,
like,
he is a sycophant to
dude, if
Trump.
you saw me grinning like a fucking maniac holding a giant gun after a bunch of people just busted into your house, hey, what if the guys whose house you broke in was equally as armed as you? And that was one
I
of the
think
points
that
of
fucker would be in trouble.
like, look, I don't want the cops owning anything that I can't own. That seems fair. And you know what cops are known for? Domestic battery.
Yeah. In their
And so
personal
that's
lives,
why
they
they
have a
don't
very
like
high rate.
that's why they don't like red flag laws. Because, oh, okay, now can I be red flagged for my political beliefs? Can I be red flagged for
Yeah.
having, it's like, dude, they don't want that. Because a red flag law could be bad. Because if you're a wife beater, you know you're going to want to get your hands on a fucking gun someday.
Yeah.
Enter this douche who thinks it's okay to just SWAT team your effing house.
But the SWAT teaming someone's house is not the same as hunting. Is that how you hunt? Is that how you hunt deer? Do you like bat-a-ram
I don't know.
the thicket where
Look,
the deer are
I've
hanging out?
I've known some Navy SEALs, lived in a military town for almost 2 decades, and this man is as much of a Navy SEAL as Madison Cawthorn wanted to be one. I don't think this guy's ever seen combat.
And Madison Cawthorn definitely did not want to.
Dude, you see combat, man, you're not this brazen. You're not like,
No.
I'm gonna bust in your fucking door wearing a polo, or whatever, you like, wearing a button-down shirt with a shotgun and a pistol improperly mounted, for one, on your hip, like you're some fucking gunslinger, man. Like, imagine, like, look, gun control laws will be enacted when black people can own guns.
Well, black people can own guns, but when black people
but that's why,
amass
look,
guns the way white people do.
they put into effect the assault weapon ban, which basically just meant that they added a $5,000 excise tax to the price of the gun, and then it became unaffordable for people that couldn't afford it, right? So now only rich people and cops had these military grade weapons. So you just go like, hey, our idea for gun control is to is she playing music on it?
No, she's just scratching her collar.
But yeah, again, it's like we should be allowed to have the weapon. Anything a cop can own, we should have one. And if you don't think that there are civilians that own tanks, son, Governor of California, Arnold Schwarzenegger owns a handful of them.
Yeah, well, he was like super rich. Could have anything he wanted. He had a whole fleet.
But you start arming minorities. You got to put those weapons out of the reach of minorities.
Which weapons? You mean
the military grade weapons? So we in California here, we effed up, man. We put an excise tax so that only wealthy people could afford it. This kid that went to I think Buffalo, like, he just got a credit card at 18 and went and bought $3,700 worth of weaponry, knowing, like, he's like, what do I care? I don't have to pay this off. And then he went and shot a bunch of people, right? And it was in one day. The hospital shooting, one day. Uvalde, one day it took, right? So, yeah. And I don't think those guys really cared about the price of the firearms. So when you can, at 8, so I mean, I guess even if you change the laws to like 21, so say you say like, oh no, 21, it's like, yeah, well, you would have maybe put this shooting off for 3 years. Maybe the guy would have come to his senses over those 3 years, maybe gained a little education. But when we forget about talking to each other, when I'm not willing to listen to your side and you're not willing to listen to my side, then you get assholes like this. And This guy is bought and paid for by the NRA, 100%.
Well, meanwhile, the rhinos are probably being paid off as well. So maybe the rhinos, of course, the rhinos won't admit that they're rhinos. I'd like to know who he's targeting, but he's not going to name names. Adam Kinzinger.
They're
Lynn
eye
Cheney,
patch
not Lynn
McCain.
Cheney,
They're after
Liz
Dan
Cheney.
Crenshaw. They're after Crenshaw because he has some sense.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, this is going to be an interesting election.
Hey, dude, Adam Kinzinger, he'd kick your ass.
I like Adam Kinzinger. I even like Dan Crenshaw because I think he's starting to fear his own party, which is a good thing.
He'd kick your ass with a patch on his eye.
Yeah. He's like, no depth perception. No depth perception, son. Boom.
Did you know you can drive even if you're blind in one eye?
Well, yeah. I mean, you just pay attention to the lines on the road. It's pretty simple. And if you buy a Tesla, you just go drive me to Taco Bell.
Crawl in the back seat.
All right. Well,
the Tesla's your eyes for you. Yeah.
We're about to get some pizza. So this douchebag is. So what's happening with the gun control thing? I've been following it very closely through a variety of sources. I have 5 hours a day to kill and learn everything I can about this, and I've figured it out. And the problem really is that no one is willing to have a conversation about it because some people are, they have their predispositions, and then other people have theirs, and it's just like they're not even willing to. If they're not willing to even start a conversation.
Yeah, the minute the Democrats, any Democrat brings up, well, we need to write a bill that protects kids, the Republicans immediately start yelling, "You're going to take our guns away!" And then their followers believe it.
And the Republicans go, "Look, we're all about 90% of all gun owners. Everybody's all about universal background checks." All three of those shooters absolutely passed their background checks, and apparently their credit checks too, because they got a $4,000 credit card, and then that good dude bought those guns. It's pretty obvious. Anyway, we'll be back in a moment. I am the J.
I am your Ms. Parker.
And this
is Nothing Yet Live.
That was good.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean it over.